Ella Martinez had worked at Crestview Grill for 3 years, refilling coffee cups and memorizing orders, while she saved every spare dollar for night classes and business administration. It was there, behind the counter of a midtown diner in Chicago, that she first met Nathaniel Cole. Nathaniel was the young heir to Cole Industries, a tech empire his father had built from nothing. He came into the diner every Tuesday morning, always ordering black coffee and a plain bagel, always sitting in the corner booth with his laptop open. Over months of small talk, Ella found herself drawn to his sharp mind and quiet ambition, and somewhere along the way, she realized she had fallen for him. One rainy evening, after her shift ended, she worked up the courage to tell him how she felt. Nathaniel looked at her for a long moment, and then, almost apologetically, shook his head. Ella, you're smart, and you're kind, but I have a certain image to maintain. People like me don't end up with waitresses. I'm sorry. The words stung more than she let on. She nodded, forced a smile, and went back to clearing tables, swallowing the humiliation in silence. But that night, instead of letting the rejection break her, she let it fuel her. She doubled down on her studies, took every extra shift to pay for her degree, and applied for every scholarship and internship she could find. She was done being underestimated. Years passed. Ella earned her MBA, working her way up through a series of increasingly demanding jobs. First, as a junior analyst, then an operations manager, then a director of strategy at a rival tech firm. Her sharp instincts and relentless work ethic became legendary in the industry. She had a gift for spotting failing companies and turning them around, and by the time she was 34, she had built a reputation as one of the most formidable executives in the country. Then came the call that changed everything. Cole Industries, the very company Nathaniel had inherited from his father, was struggling. Poor decisions, a stagnant product line, and a series of public missteps had sent its stock price tumbling. The board, desperate for new leadership, wanted the best person in the industry to turn things around. They wanted Ella Martinez. When Ella walked into Cole Industries' glass-walled headquarters for her first day as CEO, she felt a strange sense of déjà vu. The lobby, the elevators, the polished floors. It was a world away from the diner where she once wiped down tables, yet the memory of that rainy night lingered. Nathaniel, still on the board as a major shareholder, was waiting in the conference room when she arrived. His eyes widened as recognition dawned. Ella, he said, his voice unsteady. You're the new CEO. That's right, she said, calm and composed, setting her briefcase on the table. It's good to see you again, Nathaniel. For a moment, the room was silent. Nathaniel, who had once dismissed her so easily, now sat across from her as her subordinate on the board, needing her approval for the very decisions that would determine his family's legacy. She could have gloated. She could have brought up that rainy night and made him relive every word he'd said. But Ella had learned, through her years of struggle, that true strength wasn't about revenge. It was about proving people wrong through action, not words. Instead, she extended a hand. Let's focus on saving this company. That's why I'm here. Nathaniel shook it, visibly humbled. Over the following months, he watched as Ella restructured departments, cut wasteful spending, and rebuilt trust with investors and employees alike. She treated every person in the building, from the janitors to the senior executives, with the same respect, remembering what it felt like to be overlooked. One evening, months into her tenure, Nathaniel approached her after a long board meeting. I owe you an apology, he said quietly. I judged you because of where you worked, not who you were. Primera is wrong. I've watched you save this company when I couldn't, and I've never respected anyone more. Ella studied him for a moment, remembering the sting of that old rejection, but also recognizing how far she'd come because of it. You don't owe me anything, Nathaniel. That rejection taught me something important, that I never wanted my worth to depend on someone else's approval. I built this career for myself, not to prove anything to you. It wasn't the dramatic comeuppance he might have expected, but it was something far more powerful. Quiet confidence, earned through years of relentless effort. Nathaniel realized that the humility he felt in that moment wasn't because Ella had shamed him. It was because her success had shown him, without a single unkind word, exactly what he had once failed to see. Ella Martinez didn't need revenge. She had already won the moment she chose to believe in herself. One shift, one class, one promotion at a time, proving that the measure of a person was never about the job title on their name tag, but the strength of their character underneath it.